Hi guys, so welcome to another video. Today's video is a soft glam look. I felt like doing something very soft but glamorous, and this was the look I was able to achieve. So if you want to go with me on this journey, completing this look, then make sure you stay tuned and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye guys. Hi guys, I am back again. We got a simple quick face going on today. You all know that these are my favorite videos to film for you guys. So I went in with my Makeup Revolution Whipped Strawberry Primer. It's a blur primer. I've been trying to use the rest of this because I started using it around November. So I said I need to finish it. And I went back and grabbed my Glam Birthday Skin Primer. I used to love this primer at the end of like 2021, beginning of 2022. And it's just one of those things that I set to the side and now I have to revisit and use it up. It's similar to my e.l.f. Cookies and Dream, but not quite. Not quite, but it's a really similar. I mean, it does my skin good as far as priming it, making sure my pores are blur and that my skin is like nice and smooth, but it's just something about my e.l.f. Cookies and Dream that I'm just going to stand by forever. So I use my MAC Paint Pot and Laying Low for those smile lines. Went in with my P. Louise base in Rumor Number 2. I haven't done my eyebrows yet in this video because I was testing out the ABH Brow Freeze, the one I picked up from Sephora when it was on sale. And I've been using it since this video. This video was my first time using it. So what I do first is I use the brow freeze to brush my eyebrows up, let it dry, then I set it with a little bit of powder while I do the rest of my face or whatever I have to do. And then I'll go in with my Ruby Kisses dark brown eyebrow pencil to fill them in. And it really does have my eyebrows looking natural with a little fullness and bushiness to it. So I really like, and it makes my eyebrow hairs stay in place throughout the day, like they don't fall or get messy like they normally do. So yeah, I'm just blending out the P. Louise Rumor Number 2 base, and I took my Soft Glam palette today, and for the crease I used the shade Sienna and Mulberry. So those were the two shades I used in my crease today. I've tried to freeze the frame so that you all can see. But this palette is an old palette, but it's very new to me. This was my first time ever using this palette. And I will say the pigment of this is beautiful. I can see why when this palette initially came out, everyone was raving about it. Everyone loved it because the colors will give you an everyday vibe, an everyday, easy, simple vibe for you to just pick a quick look, especially if you're going to work like I was probably to get out the door with, you know. So, and you all know that I'm a lover of brown and orange shades, so that was like right up my alley. So I'm just using one of my e.l.f. brushes to blend it in my crease. I think I went for, that was the shade. So I used the shade Sienna and Cypress Umber in my transition. So I think I used Cypress Umber in my outer V also, and then on my lid I used the shade Sultry. So it was kind of like a rose gold pinky glittery shade. I tried to keep it simple. At first I was going to go for a matte eye, but I've been doing a lot of matte eyes lately, so I was like, I need to add some glitter. That's what the glitter for. That's why we got eyeshadow palettes with glitter in them, to use it. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just blending that out. I try to keep the looks as simple as I know how because that's what I do. And then somehow or another, so I must be, I did go in with the black shade. What's the black shade? Probably Noir. Yeah, how did I know it was Noir? I don't know why everyone thinks that when you get a black shade, you need to name it Noir. It doesn't have to be that. It can be something else, but whatever. So yeah, so those were the shades I used from the ABH Soft Glam palette. I feel like the look came out soft. I think I'm kind of over like all matte eyeshadow looks. So I'm back to my glitter stage, and I went back in with my transition color to make sure my edges and everything was blended. I think I prefer to do my eyes first, and that way that gives my primer and everything time to set in my face and do what it needs to do before I go in with my foundation and concealer and everything. It just depends on the day and what mood I'm in, what steps I do. That's probably why I do so many videos with you guys. My routine is never the same on any given day. On Monday, I could do it one way, and on Tuesday, I'm doing it a totally different way. I'm just trying to find what works for me and what I really, really love. So, yeah, just finding what works for you is what you need to do. So I'm using my In Real Life Makeup Revolution foundation in 13.7, one of my top drugstore foundations. While applying this on camera, it looks like it has a lot of olive in it. But once I apply it to my skin, you'll see that you see that greenness in it, and I don't know, that can just be my eyes. That could be just me. Some foundations I can wear golden, some I can wear neutral, but this right here, I was kind of almost looking like a Credible Hulk. That's why you see me giving that face right there, because I'm looking kind of green. But eventually it calmed down, and it, melted and conformed to my skin tone. So at first I was looking kind of sick, like I was sick or something. So yeah, I love this foundation. Very lightweight, very skin-like, and all of that. So Makeup Revolution In Real Life Concealer came out to Ulta maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and this is the shade 12. The concealer, I would give it a medium coverage. It was easy to blend. I just don't care for the shades, and Ulta doesn't carry all of the shades, so I was unable to find one that had a little bit of more golden in it or more yellow in it versus this neutral. Neutral with concealers I really don't like to do because I feel like it washes me out. Not unless you were going, or you're that type and you were just going for that really bright under eye effect. But me, I say I want bright most of the time, but most of the time I really don't want to be that bright. I enjoy the wand on this concealer. It fits in the little small areas, especially in your inner eye that you really can't reach, when you're trying to do your concealer. So they made a good wand for this concealer. My Thread Beauty in 210. I have got some questions lately about this concealer. This foundation stick. It can be found at Target for $7.99, and it's Thread Beauty number 210. That's what I've been using. I use most of 2022, if not all of 2022, to contour with. So that's the only cream contour that I have used, and it's probably be the only cream contour that I will ever use. So yeah, so I'm just using that and then making sure to blend out the concealer before I go in and blend out the contour. I enjoy this foundation stick because it isn't muddy. It doesn't make me oily, excessively oily, because some cream foundation sticks, I find that by the end of the day, I'm just an oily mess. That's why I kind of stay away from cream foundation sticks. I'm not a big fan of foundation sticks. I'll bend it out with the back of my sponge, my Cara Beauty sponge, while putting a little bit on my big forehead to contour that down just a little bit, to make it just a little bit smaller. Some days my forehead is smaller, some days it's extra big. It just depends on the day of the week. Yeah, and that's a Real Techniques brush. Ulta has some new Real Techniques brushes. It's a yellow one, and it's a foundation brush. But I'm on a no buy, but I want to buy it so bad, and it's buy one get one 50% off. But I don't know if I'm in love with the brush or more so the color. It's a really bright yellow, a pretty yellow shade. So here I am taking my Laura Mercier translucent powder to set that concealer. I really needed something translucent because that concealer was bright enough. I didn't need anything brighter. I just needed to set it. I enjoyed the concealer, not so much the shade. Went in with my Juvia's Place Bronzer Duo, and deep dark. Mix the two shades. I always mix the two shades most of the time, so that way my contour isn't as harsh. I've learned over the years to not make my contour as harsh. I used to make them really, really harsh, but I'm learning. You learn as you go. So I'm just blending that out with I wonder where I got that brush from. That's a nice brush. Makeup Revolution. That's a Makeup Revolution brush. And then I took Volume 1 JUVIA'S Blush Duo, and I only used that brown shade. When I first got this palette, I was like, what am I going to do with that brown shade as a blush? But I absolutely love it. The KVD Pressed Powder, Lock-It Pressed Powder in shade 205. That's what I use to set the remainder of my face. One day I'm going to try to use this powder and just concealer only and see how full coverage this powder is. I've only ever used it, to do the remaining of my face, to set the remainder of my face. So I need to try it alone, just with concealer only. So here I am, just making sure my blush, bronzer, everything is blended as it should be, and I don't have any lines or any of that. And then for lip liner, I went in with the Not a Box of Chocolate collection from ColourPop, the lipstick, and it's in the shade Double Espresso. So I use that as my lip liner. I'm a fan of using lipstick as lip liners. You don't have to go out and buy a lip liner. If you got a lipstick that works as a liner, do that. And at first I thought I was going to fill in my lip all the way. Then I was like, no, it's looking too vampy. Wasn't the look I was going for. So I blot, of course. Me and these lips, I get to the very end and I'm like, Nana, what are you doing? So then I took some of my P. Louise, Room Number 2, to lighten up the center of my lips, and went in with my BOXUM Plumping Lip Gloss in Peach Daiquiri. What's that? That's my MAC lip liner in Chestnut to make sure my defined lip liner. I love me a good MAC Chestnut. Nothing can ever take the place of that, ever. And that's my Peach Daiquiri BOXUM Plumping Lip Gloss. And we're going to spray, and I'll jump right back in for you. Okay guys, we made it to the end. This is my first nude simple look of 2023. I wanted to sit down and play with my nude shades, my ABH Soft Glam palette. I think this is the second time that I've actually used that. I really wanted to try the In Real Life Makeup Revolution concealers. That shade was a bit more neutral than I would prefer. I didn't see a shade that had more golden undertones on Ulta's website yet, so I'll keep checking because Ulta is good for getting new shades in. You want to focus? Why? Why you want to focus? Okay, yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to play with a lot of brown shades, a lot of just very neutral shades. I just wanted to play with a lot of brown shades, a lot of neutral shades, just to come up with a look that was simple yet still glam to me. I love that ABH palette. I need to pick it up more often. The eyeshadows blend really, 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 really well. Let me blend out my crease part. Y'all know how I am about this crease part. Right here is the part that always get me. I had to go in after I do my lashes and stuff to make sure, yeah, to make sure it's as it should be right there. Yeah, and that's it, guys. Just a quick, simple video. These are kind of videos that happen here on my channel. I just don't do videos when something new comes out or there's a new release or whatever. I just do videos just using the makeup I have most of the time. So if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.